Hi, welcome. My name is Raquel Gabrielle. I'm author of two urban fantasy paranormal romance novels, soon to be three. And I wanted to come on here today, talk to you a little bit about my schedule changes. There shouldn't be any schedule changes coming. I did start a new job this last week, so I'm getting back into the grind of it and trying to balance both jobs, so to speak. And yeah, I mean, it's the first day was a little rough, but the second day was nice. It was pretty good, getting into the thick of it, getting things down. So I think I won't have any scheduling issues or problems keeping up with things. I definitely went back to using my planner. I did it more so on a loosely based thing. Having the full-time job will have to have me definitely using the planner and plan things accordingly. I won't be able to just do last minute things. So it'll be planned, don't worry. With my edits, I have been still working through them. The read through edits, I'm up to chapter 4 today. I plan to get through chapter 4, maybe into chapter 5. I will be doing the next 3 edits kind of congruently. So when I get done, I'll print it out, do another read through at a different time, and then have Ellen read through. And so it'll be kind of 3 different edits going on at the same time, which is how I usually like to do it, just so that it keeps it moving and at a quicker pace than if I just waited to read it all, then read it all again, and then have him read it. I could kind of move. And since I know the book, I've read it 2 or 3 times already. I know it pretty religiously because I wrote the book, then I had to read it 2 times already. I know it pretty fairly well, that so that I can just pick up and kind of move myself through the chapters. The part where sometimes it's tricky, and that's why I kind of like to do it in shorter little jumps, is the character grows throughout the novel. So the emotions and how she reacts to things changes throughout, because she's growing as a person. Something she'd done in the beginning of the book, she necessarily wouldn't do in the end of the book because she learned through that whole mess. Well, so that's why I like to keep it short, because usually if I'm editing, let's say chapter 4 or 5, I'm going back and doing like a paper read through of chapter 1 or 2. She's relatively still the same person, essentially. So that's why I like to do that instead of being on chapter 14 or 15 near the end of the book. She's not completely different, but she makes different choices at that time compared to in the beginning. Or she thought something at the beginning, and her views on it, just because just learning and being around the people she's around, she may change her too. Maybe she doesn't, but it might. So I just always have to keep that in mind when kind of moving around different parts and chapters. But I like doing it that way. It keeps it fresh and exciting for me. So I'm still working through those. We got about a month and a half till the book comes out. So I think I'm moving right along perfectly well. I will have to look at getting a professional editor soon. So I'll be working on that. Other than that, I am just working on, like I said, edits and my new job. And also, I started doing a TikTok live, or at least I did start last week. I did my first one. I think I'm going to try to do one every weekend, at least an hour long, if not maybe more, because I think it does help me. Yes, I do like talking to people and answering questions, but I think it does also keep me on track. Like if I'm getting carried away just doing too many admin duties, which unfortunately you can do, because I feel like I do try to do a lot of social media, but I sometimes get lost in the sauce essentially. So it reels me back to my writing and editing, and keeps me on track to do some editing, and at least gets me started where it's like, okay, people are watching me, I gotta actually do it. And yeah, so I'm having fun with that. I'm learning it still. It's still new to me, all of that. I might even try to do some lives on here, or maybe port them over. I'm not sure. I'm still playing with it, but right now I'm just doing it on TikTok just to just see how I like it. I will be posting on my Facebook. If you follow me on my author page in Facebook, I will post on there when I go live out on TikTok. So you can always catch me. Or if you look in the description down below, I will post my TikTok and where you can follow me. When I go live, it automatically sends out an alert so that you can stop in and watch the live. But otherwise, I've just been pretty busy doing stuff. I feel like I keep doing the same things, that I was doing previous week. I'm still working on edits. It's nothing. It's slow going, but it's like, it feels like the same thing. And I know sometimes people are intrigued by like what you're actually doing, but once you've written, edit, and brought out a book, there's just kind of like a flow that you follow, and it just feels like the same flow to us. But I mean, it's not always that either, because sometimes, you change it up on how you write things. Um, like the first two books, I wrote them, rewritten them over 9 years or so. Not really even the second book. The first book, yes. The second book, I only rewrote part of it over that amount of time. And this third book was completely done within, like, I started it from beginning to end, and with jumping around. So there's minute changes always, but it's just, it does, I don't know, I don't know how to talk about it essentially, other than I'm still doing the edits, and still, unless if you guys would like to watch that, like what I'm working through, like on a computer, you want, like, I record myself editing and going through it, maybe talking through it, I can do that if you guys are interested. But you guys have to let me know if you want to see that. Otherwise, yeah, it's summer's wrapping up. It's still hot though, so I plan to do a little bit more swimming before it gets too cold. I'll probably go swimming tomorrow. We also, next weekend, we're going to like this spiritual fair or something. I don't know. They got a bunch of tarot or oracle cards, and like psychic or hand reading people. It's a whole big fair, so I might show you guys what, if I get stuff from there, what how it went. But that's next weekend that I plan to go and have a lot of fun with that. So that's all I have to update this week. I should be further along by next weekend. I am keeping myself to that. Future Raquel, don't let me down. We are going to get through some of these edits. I'm hoping to be, let's do this. Let's give myself a goal to shoot for next week, and we'll see if I make it. I'm going to shoot, let's say, I want to do 5-6 chapters during this next week. So I should be around, so chapter 10, maybe 11 by next week. Future Raquel, are you listening to me? Do it. I'll let you know. I'll update you guys. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.